For years, I've used a Moleskine XL as my shop notebook. This is my latest, but I have 7 others used up and stacked on a bookshelf in my lab. And the Moleskine, well, it's an institution. It's Hemingway, it's Chatwin, it's 500,000 wannabe poets crying into their soy lattes, right? The soft cover sort of wears like a well-worn jacket, and the paper, while decent, it's not great. I mean, it takes a fountain pen like it's doing you a favor. There's bleed through, there's ghosting. It does all that. But it's got soul, the kind of battered, road-worn character that makes you want to write bad fiction in a Parisian attic. But it's also bound. You write it, it stays. There's no swapping pages, no taking things back. You commit or you die trying. I guess with beauty comes a sort of tyranny. But the thing is, I don't much care for tyranny. I enjoy freedom. I like to make choices almost as much as I love craftsmanship. And so when MeePlus sent me this thing, I was pretty damned excited. I mean, it's a pretty simple binder, really. It's a piece of Italian leather with a spine made of, I believe, brass, and some 11mm German-made Krauss rings attached to that. And yeah, on paper, it's damned expensive for what you get. I think this whole setup was somewhere around $200, but after using this thing for a few weeks now, I can tell you with 100% certainty it's worth every damn penny of this A5's asking price. It might not be to you, but I'm an organizational freak. I mean, I alphabetize my anxieties. This was made for me. But there is some tangible value here. For one, the leather, which they call Pueblo leather, and I have zero experience with it, but it's sort of rough in texture, but also soft to the touch and really, really rich. And that's one thing. But honestly, I think it's the 11mm rings that make this thing go. On most binders, you have these big, tall rings that get in your way as you write on the left side of the binder. These tiny 11mm rings used here don't 100% dissipate that problem, but they do alleviate probably 90% of it. And the perks of the rings can't be understated. With the Moleskine, grab that, I'm constantly working to get my projects into the book. You can see here that I printed my blueprints and glued them in. But with the MeePlus, I can simply print them, hole punch them, and insert them. It's cleaner and it just feels better when I prep for a project. But of course, the rings also mean you aren't limited to a single paper type. You can use MeePlus paper, which I found to be quite good, or you can use inserts from famed paper companies like Tomo River. I've done a lot of research and testing on paper types, and I will include that in the post on the Garage Journal, but I generally mix it up quite a bit in my notebook. I love, love, love the grid paper from Life Noble. It's hard to find, but it's thick, and it takes both pencil and fountain pens with ease. I've also been mixing in some paper from MeePlus, some lined paper from MeePlus, as well as some, let's see here, some to-do list paper from Plotter, which is pretty good. Oh, and also I have a few reference pages in mind. Like this is a fractions decimal conversion chart, which I use a lot in woodworking. And then I also have a tap and clearance chart for both metric and imperial sizes. But that's it. That's my MeePlus Shop Notebook in its infancy. I have a feeling it's only going to grow from here, and I will certainly keep you guys updated on the Garage Journal. But speaking of that, and like I said, if you're watching this on YouTube, head on over to the Garage Journal for a more thorough write-up on this MeePlus and the options you have to fill it. I just sort of wanted to make this video to show how the notebook, or to show the notebook in more context than simple photography could provide. So yeah, that's it, and I'll see you later.